The protesters carried signs, crowned a live sheep as Miss America, and tossed symbolic items into something called the Freedom Trash Can. Inside went bras, girdles, corsets, makeup, high heels, hairspray, false eyelashes, copies of Playboy, and basically every object associated with forced femininity. Imagine a very angry yard sale. Now, the myth begun when the organizers originally wanted to burn the contents of the trash can as a symbolic protest. But according to several people involved, the police shut that idea down because setting random fires on a crowded wooden boardwalk was apparently frowned upon. Probably for the best. So instead, the items were simply thrown away. But shortly afterward, journalist Lindsay Van Gelder compared the protest to anti-war demonstrators burning draft cards during the Vietnam War. Newspapers quickly latched onto the phrase, bra burners, and suddenly the entire feminist movement got rebranded like some kind of lingerie-themed pyromaniac cult. The media absolutely loved it. And to be fair, there is some disagreement about whether a few items may have briefly caught fire during the protest. One local newspaper claimed some lingerie was burned for a short time before the flames were extinguished. However, the majority of organizers and participants insisted that no dramatic bra-burning bonfire ever occurred. But by then, it didn't matter. The image had already become legend. And honestly, that legend stuck around because it was useful to critics of feminism. Bra-burning feminism became an easy stereotype, one that made activists seem irrational, overly emotional, or ridiculous rather than focusing on what they were actually protesting. Which is kind of ironic because the real protest was less about underwear and more about how women were judged almost entirely on appearance, youth, and marketability. So no, the feminists at the Miss America protest probably did not spend the evening roasting bras over an open flame, but the media story burned so brightly that people still believe it more than 50 years later.